Hi everyone, I'm Arya from Susan's family. Today, I'll teach you how to make a jade night cardigan from the Chinese aesthetics series. This cardigan consists of several parts: the hem, the left front piece, the right front piece, the back piece, the sleeves, the front band, the edging, and the Chinese knot button. Start by crocheting the hem. Once it's done, crochet upwards along the hem to crochet the left and right front pieces, and the back piece. Then, join the front and back pieces. Next, crochet the left and right sleeves at the armhole positions. After completing these, crochet the front band and edging. Finally, make and attach the Chinese knot button. Let's start by learning how to crochet the hem. It consists of motifs and edging. First, crochet the corresponding number of motifs. Then connect the motifs together. Finally, crochet the edging along the connected motifs. Let's start by crocheting the motifs. Use the magic ring method to begin. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Color changes are required during crocheting. Several stitches will be used, and all of them are marked on the pattern. I won't go through each one individually. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific crochet methods. First, start with a magic ring. Take out the corresponding yarn. To make it clear to see, the yarn colors are random here. For specific yarn color schemes and crochet hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. This is what it looks like when the magic ring is completed. Move on to crochet the first round. Start by crocheting one chain as the beginning chain. This beginning chain for the single crochet doesn't count as one stitch. Then crochet 16 single crochets into the magic ring. After completing, check the stitch count. Then close the magic ring. Be mindful not to pull the loop too tight to prevent the piece from becoming uneven. Next, slip stitch into the first single crochet. If you're unsure about the stitches, you can count them from back to front. That's how you complete the first round. Set the side with clearer texture as the right side. The blurry texture side will be the wrong side. When crocheting next, keep the right side facing you. Now let's move on to the second round. Start with 3 chains as the beginning chain. This counts as 1 double crochet, then crochet 3 more chains for transition. Treat the already crocheted stitches as one group. Now work on the second group. Skip 1 stitch. crochet 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Three chains. That completes another group. Repeat this group. Continue until the end of this round. After completing the last group, there will be one stitch remaining. Then locate the third chain from the bottom of the beginning chain. Pick up and crochet a slip stitch into the top 2 strands of that chain. The second round is now complete. Move on to the third round. Start with 1 slip stitch. Transition the yarn to this large chain space. The oval-shaped slip stitch doesn't need to be tightened. Then work 4 chains. After completing them, crochet 1 TR2 tog. Begin with 2 unclosed treble crochets. Yarn over the hook twice. Pass through the chain space below. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over. Pass through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again. Pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. 1 unclosed treble crochet is done. Move on to the next stitch. Yarn over the hook twice. Insert into the chain space, draw the yarn through. Yarn over. Pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again. Pull through the first 2 loops on the hook again. That completes another unclosed treble crochet. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over. Draw through all loops on the hook at once. 1 TR2 tog is completed. Then work 4 chains. Work 1 loose slip stitch into the chain space below. Then work 4 chains. One TR2 tog. First, work 2 unclosed treble crochets. Yarn over the hook. Pull through all loops on the hook at once. The TR2 tog is now complete. Move on to 4 chains. One slip stitch. Five chains. Treat the stitches you've just worked as one group. Move on to the next group. Skip the adjacent chain space. Work 1 slip stitch in the next chain space. Four chains. 1 tr2 tog. Four chains. 1 slip stitch. 4 chains. 1 tr2 tog. Four chains. 1 slip stitch. 5 chains. 'That completes another group. Refer to the pattern and finish crocheting the remaining part. Finally, work 1 slip stitch in the starting slip stitch spot. Tighten it up. Since the next round requires a color change for crocheting, leave about 5 centimeters of yarn tail before breaking the yarn. Weave in the yarn tail along the texture on the wrong side. Weave in the beginning tail along the texture on the wrong side multiple times. After securing tightly, cut off the excess tail. This completes the third round. Next, crochet the fourth round. Take out the corresponding color yarn. The sample uses random colors. In the sample, at the starting chain position of the second round, pick up the entire chain braid to join the yarn. Crochet 2 chains as the beginning chain. This will serve as the beginning chain for half double crochets. Then, pick up the entire chain braid and work 3 half double crochets. As you crochet, weave in the yarn tail together inside. Treat the completed stitches as one group. Move on to crocheting the next group. Before crocheting, carry the yarn across. Enlarge the loop. Pass the fabric or yarn ball through the loop. Tighten the loop. Then, draw the yarn through from below the next double crochet stitch. Be mindful not to pull the yarn tail too tight or too loose. Just keep it close to the fabric. Carrying the yarn is now complete. Anytime you need to carry yarn later, you can follow this method. Now, start crocheting 2 chains, 3 half double crochets. While crocheting, weave in the carried yarn together. This completes one group of the pattern. Continue crocheting the next group. First, carry the yarn. Crochet 2 chains as the beginning chain. 3 half double crochets. Everyone, continue to complete this round of crocheting. After completing the crocheting, pass the fabric through the loop. Leave a yarn tail of about 5 centimeters and cut the yarn. Pass the yarn tail through the bottom of the previous group from front. Then weave in it along the texture on the wrong side. Weave in the starting yarn tail as well along the texture on the wrong side. This completes the 4th round. Next, start crocheting the 5th round. Take the corresponding color yarn. Join the yarn in any available chain space from the 2nd round. At the same time, weave in the third round's chain loop inside. Then crochet 4 chains. After completing them, crochet 1 tr3 tog. First, work 3 unclosed treble crochets. As you crochet, weave in the third round's chains inside. After completing them, yarn over with a hook. Draw through all the loops on the hook once. The tr3 tog is now completed. Then crochet 4 chains. After completing them, in the chain space below, crochet 1 loose slip stitch. Five chains. Placing the chain behind the third round stitches. In the adjacent available chain space, pick up 2 strands and crochet 1 slip stitch. Treat the completed stitches as one group. Then move on to the next group. 4 chains. One tr3 tog. Four chains. One slip stitch. Five chains. And crochet 1 slip stitch in the adjacent chain space. Another group is now completed. Everyone, refer to the pattern to complete the remaining part of this round. Finally, crochet 1 slip stitch at the joining position. Pull tight. Leave a yarn tail of about 5 centimeters. Break the yarn. And weave in the ends along the texture on the wrong side. The 5th round is now completed. Let's continue with the 6th round. Take the corresponding color scheme yarn. Locate a group of stitches from the 3rd round like this. Join the yarn on the stitch on the right. And make 1 chain to begin. Crochet 1 single crochet in the same stitch. Chain 4. Crochet 1 single crochet in the TR2 tog stitch on the left. Chain 2. Then on the TR3 tog from the 5th round. Crochet 1 DC2 bobble. First make 2 unclosed double crochets. Yarn over. Pass through the stitch below. And pull the yarn through. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. 1 unclosed double crochet is done. Crochet another unclosed double crochet in the same stitch. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over again. Pull through the first 2 loops. Another unclosed double crochet is done. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. The DC2 bobble is completed. Move on to crochet 2 chains. Crochet another DC2 bobble in the same position. Start with 2 unclosed double crochets. Finally, yarn over and pull through all loops on the hook. The DC2 bobble is completed. 2 chains. One DC2 bobble. Treat the stitches on this stitch as 1 corner. Continue with 2 chains. Crochet 1 single crochet into this stitch. 4 chains. Crochet 1 single crochet into the adjacent stitch. 2 chains. Consider the stitches after the corner as one side. Repeat the pattern for sides and corners afterward. Complete crocheting this round. After finishing the last corner, crochet 2 chains. Work 1 slip stitch into the starting single crochet. Pull tight. Leave a yarn tail of about 5 centimeters and cut the yarn. Weave in the ends along the texture on the wrong side. The 6th round is completed. Now let's move on to the 7th round. Take the corresponding color yarn. Join the yarn at the middle bobble stitch of any corner. Make 3 chains as the beginning chain. Work 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Work 2 double crochets into the adjacent chain space. Work 1 double crochet into each stitch. Work the corresponding number of double crochets into the next chain spaces. For the stitch position, work 1 double crochet into each stitch. Continue until you finish crocheting this edge. After completing the crocheting, you will reach the corner position. Work 1 double crochet into the first bobble stitch. Work 2 double crochets into the adjacent chain space. Work 1 DC2 in 1 into the middle bobble stitch, that is, work 2 double crochets in the same position. Treat the completed stitches as one side. Then work 2 chains. Treat these 2 chains as one corner. Repeat the pattern for sides and corners. Continue until you complete this round. Pay attention to working the beginning and ending DC2 in 1 in the same position. Finally, at the beginning chain position, slip stitch into the top 2 strands of the chain. Leave a tail of about 5 centimeters and cut the yarn. Weave in the yarn tail along the texture on the wrong side. The 7th round is now complete. After finishing, measure the motif's dimensions. Compare it with the size provided in the pattern. If there's a significant difference, adjust your tension and crochet again. This completes the entire motif. Finish all motifs using the same method. Once all motifs are completed, use the whip stitch method to join the pieces. This way, the seam won't be visible on the right side after sewing. Cut a piece of yarn, about 3 times the length of the area to be sewn. Thread it through the needle. Let's take a look. When the right side of the fabric is facing you, the stitch appears as these 2 strands. The strand closer to you is called the front loop. The strand farther from you is called the back loop. For the entire process, pick up only the back loops for sewing. Pick up 2 motifs and place any 2 sides opposite each other. First, look at the motif closer to you. Secure the yarn at the back side of the corner position. Then pull the yarn through this chain position on the left side of the corner. Next, hook into the chain position on the left side of the corner of the motif farther from you. Pick up the back loop of the stitch on the left side, and pull out the needle. Then insert the needle back into the previous exit point. Pull it out again at the next stitch position. Continue this process for the following stitch positions. On the left is the beginning chain position. Pull the yarn through the slip stitch insertion point. Then insert it back into the previous exit point. Exit again at the next stitch position. Repeat this process to pick up and sew the stitches together. After sewing a few stitches, tighten the yarn. Continue sewing downward. Tighten the yarn tail after every few stitches. Keep the knitting flat as you work. Sew all the way to the chain on the right side of this corner. Once done, weave in the yarn tail to the wrong side. You can weave in it a few times. After securing it tightly, cut off the excess tail. This completes the connection of the two motifs. Finish connecting the remaining motifs on your own. Up to this point, the explanation of motif connections is complete. After completing the motif connections, start crocheting the edging. The edging is divided into upper and lower parts. Work the edging along the two long sides of the motifs. Here, I'll demonstrate using the upper edging as an example. Take the yarn with the corresponding color scheme. Place the motif with the right side facing you. Locate the chain space at the corner on the far right. Join the yarn. Crochet 2 chains to start. Then work double crochets evenly into each stitch. Continue until you reach the chain space at the corner before the last stitch. You've now reached the corresponding position. Crochet 1 DC2 tog. First, work 1 unclosed double crochet into the chain space at this corner. Work another unclosed double crochet into the chain space at the adjacent motif corner. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. The DC2 tog is now complete. Continue working double crochets evenly along the bottom edge. Work a DC2 tog into the chain spaces at the adjacent corners. Follow this pattern. Keep going until there is 1 stitch remaining on the last motif. You've now reached the corresponding position. Crochet 1 DC2 tog. Work 1 unclosed double crochet on the adjacent stitch. Work another unclosed double crochet into the chain space next to it. Leave a 5 cm tail and cut the yarn. Weave in the yarn tail along the texture of the wrong side. The upper edging is now complete. The lower edging is worked similarly to the upper edging. However, work regular double crochets at the beginning and end of the motif edging. No decreases are needed. You can refer to the pattern to crochet accordingly. Up to this point, the explanation of motif edging is completed. Next, we will crochet the left and right front pieces. The left and right sides are determined based on how they be positioned when worn. First, mark the areas for the left and right front pieces with stitch markers. If you don't have stitch markers, you can use safety pins or paper clips as substitutes. The exact stitch count is labeled on the pattern. Start by crocheting the right front piece. It is divided into 3 sections: the body, the chest piece, and the collar and shoulders. Begin with crocheting the body. Work back and forth along the upper edge that has already been crocheted. The new stitches used include the DC3 bobble, DC2-in-1, DC6 tog, DC3 tog, and DC5 tog. Please watch the demonstration. Start by crocheting row 1. Take the corresponding yarn. Place the hem with the right side facing you. Join the yarn on the first stitch on the right side. Make 3 chains as a beginning chain. Then crochet 4 more chains for transition. Skip the next 2 stitches below. Work 3 single crochets in sequence. Follow with 5 chains after completing them. Skip the next 3 stitches. Crochet 3 double crochets in order. Work 1 DC2-in-1. Chain 5. Skip the next 3 stitches. Work 3 single crochets in sequence. Chain 5. Refer to the pattern and complete the remaining part. Finally, skip the next 3 stitches. Crochet 3 double crochets in order. Row 1 is now completed. Move on to work row 2. Start with 3 chains as a beginning chain. Then crochet 2 chains for transition. Turn the piece. Crochet 1 double crochet into the stitch below. When crocheting on the wrong side, the stitch is located at the top left. Work double crochets into each adjacent stitch. After completing, chain 4. In the middle stitch of the 3 single crochets below. Work 1 single crochet. Chain 4 again. Then make 3 double crochets in the corresponding double crochet position. Chain 5. Crochet 1 double crochet into the middle stitch. Work double crochets into each adjacent stitch. Treat the stitches above the double crochet as one group. Chain 4 again. In the middle single crochet stitch here. Work 1 single crochet. Chain 4. Crochet 1 group in the double crochet position. Make 3 double crochets. Chain 5. Make 3 double crochets. This row corresponds to the groups above the double crochets. For single crochet positions, work a single crochet into the middle stitch. There are 4 chains as intervals between the single crochet and the group. Refer to the pattern to complete this row. Finally, work 1 single crochet into the middle single crochet stitch. Chain 4. On the 3rd chain from the bottom upwards of the beginning chain. Pick up the top 2 strands of the chain and make 1 double crochet. Row 2 is completed. Now let's work on row 3. Start with 3 chains as the beginning chain. Turn the workpiece. Work 2 double crochets into the adjacent chain space. Chain 3. Work 1 single crochet into the single crochet position. Chain 3. Into the group position below, correspondingly make double crochets into the double crochet stitches. Finish with 3 chains. Work 7 double crochets into the chain space in the middle of the group. Chain 3. Work 3 double crochets on the adjacent stitch. Chain 3. Work 1 single crochet. Refer to the pattern and complete the remaining part. Finally, work 3 double crochets into the chain space. Work 1 double crochet at the beginning chain position. Row 3 is completed. Now let's work on the 4th row. Start with 3 chains as a beginning chain. Then work 1 chain for transition. Turn the fabric. Work 1 DC3 bobble in the second stitch. First, work 3 unclosed double crochets. After that, yarn over and draw through all the loops on the hook once. The DC3 bobble is now complete. Then work 3 chains. Skip 1 stitch. Work 1 DC3 bobble. First, work 3 unclosed double crochets. After that, yarn over and draw through all the loops on the hook once. Another DC3 bobble is now complete. Then work 5 chains. One DC6 tog. On the bottom double crochet stitch. Work 3 unclosed double crochets in sequence. On the adjacent double crochet stitch, work 3 unclosed double crochets in sequence. Finally, yarn over and slowly draw through all the loops on the hook. The DC6 tog is now complete. Then work 5 chains. On the adjacent double crochet, work 1 DC3 bobble. After completing it, work 3 chains. Next, on the middle group of double crochets, work a DC3 bobble by skipping 1 stitch. For a total of 3 bobble stitches. Separate each bobble stitch with 3 chains. After completing them, work 5 chains. Consider the DC6 tog and the following stitches as one group. Then move on to the next group. 1 DC6 tog. On the lower double crochet stitch, work 3 unclosed double crochets in sequence. Finally, yarn over and slowly draw through all the loops on the hook. Complete the DC6 tog. Then work 5 chains. In the middle position of the double crochet, work a DC3 bobble by skipping 1 stitch, with 3 chains between each bobble stitch. After finishing, work 5 chains. This completes another group. Follow the pattern to complete this row. After completing the last group, work another DC6 tog. On the adjacent double crochet stitches, work unclosed double crochets. On these 2 double crochet stitches, work an unclosed double crochet on each. On the beginning chain, work 1 unclosed double crochet. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook once. Then work 3 chains. On the beginning chain, work 1 double crochet. Row 4 is now complete. Next, we will work on row 5. Start with 3 chains as the beginning chain. Turn the work piece. Work 1 double crochet on the cluster stitch. Chain 5. In the chain spaces between the bobble stitches, work single crochets. Chain 2 between each single crochet. After completing, chain 5 again. Work 1 double crochet. Refer to the pattern to complete this row. Finally, work 1 single crochet on the beginning chain. Row 5 is now complete. After completing the crocheting, measure the fabric dimensions. If there's a significant difference from the size indicated on the chart, it is recommended to adjust your tension and crochet again. Next, we will crochet row 6. Start with 3 chains as the beginning chain. Turn the work piece. Work 2 double crochets in the adjacent chain space. Chain 5. Work 1 single crochet in this large chain space. Correspondingly, work 1 single crochet into the double crochet stitch. Work 1 single crochet in the adjacent chain space. Chain 5. Work 2 double crochets in each chain space between these 2 single crochets. Work 1 double crochet into the middle single crochet stitch. A total of 5 double crochets will be worked here. After completion, chain 5. Continue working 3 single crochets. Chain 5. Work 5 double crochets. Everyone, refer to the pattern and complete the remaining part. Finally, pick up the top 2 strands of the beginning chain, and work 1 single crochet. Row 6 is now complete. Continue to row 7. Start with 1 chain as the beginning chain. Turn the piece. Skip the first stitch and do not work into it. Work 1 single crochet in the middle single crochet stitch. Chain 4. Next, everyone refer to the pattern and complete the remaining part. The following row is row 8. Everyone can simply refer to the pattern and crochet. Below is row 9. Start with 4 chains as the beginning chain. Turn the fabric. Then work a DC3 tog. First, work 3 unclosed double crochets on these 3 stitches nearby. Now there are 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through once. The DC3 tog is now complete. Everyone can refer to the pattern and finish the remaining part. For rows 10 to 23, just follow the pattern directly. Pay attention to the insertion positions at the beginning and ending of each row. Continue decreasing on the right side. On the left side, increase when you reach the corresponding row number. That concludes the explanation for rows 10 to 23. At the end of row 24, there is a DC5 tog. Here, I'll demonstrate with a sample. Work 3 unclosed double crochets in the next stitch below. Then continue to the stitch on the left and the beginning chain position. Work 1 unclosed double crochet in each of them. Finally, yarn over and draw through all the loops on the hook. The DC5 tog is now complete. Continue with 2 chains. Then work 1 double crochet in the beginning chain position. Row 24 is now finished. This also concludes the explanation for the body section. Next, we'll start crocheting the front piece. Continue crocheting back and forth for the body part. Keep decreasing on the right side as you crochet. Crochet evenly on the left side without increasing or decreasing. The new stitches used include the SC2 tog. There is also the DC3TR tog. DC3 bobble cluster. Please watch the demonstration. Let's start with row 1. Everyone can crochet by referring to the pattern. Here, I have already completed the sample. Now move on to row 2. First, follow the pattern until just before the SC2 tog at the end. The sample has been crocheted to the corresponding position. Next, pick up the corresponding position and crochet an unclosed single crochet. Insert the hook under the next double crochet stitch and draw the yarn through. One unclosed single crochet is now done. On the side of the beginning chain, insert the hook through both loops of the beginning chain. Pull the yarn through. Another unclosed single crochet is now finished. Then, yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook once. The SC2 tog is now complete. At the same time, the second row of crocheting is finished. Continue crocheting downward for rows 3 and 4. Refer directly to the pattern for these rows. After completing those, move on to the 5th row. Crochet until just before the position of the new stitch method at the end. Once you reach the corresponding position, crochet DC3TR tog. First, pick up the 3 adjacent stitches and work as unclosed double crochets one by one. Then, insert the hook into the stitch below and make one unclosed treble crochet. Finally, yarn over and draw through all the loops on your hook. The 3TR tog is now complete. When you encounter similar clusters going forward, start by working the corresponding number of unclosed stitches first. Then, finish by completing the cluster. This completes the 5th row. Continue crocheting downward for rows 6 through 9. Simply refer to the pattern for these rows. After finishing those, move on to the 10th row. This row will also use a DC3 bobble cluster. Here, I'll demonstrate it with this sample. First, skip 1 stitch below. Then, work 3 unclosed double crochets into the next stitch. After that, add 1 more unclosed double crochet into the beginning chain position. Finally, yarn over and draw through all the loops on your hook at once. This completes one DC3 bobble cluster. At the same time, row 10 is now complete. For rows 11 through 24, simply refer to the pattern and follow the pattern. That concludes the explanation of the chest piece up to this point. After completing the chest piece, move on to crocheting the collar and shoulders. On the left side, you'll need to decrease stitches to shape the sloping shoulder. The new stitches involved include DC4 tog, HDC tog, HDC2 tog, DCTR tog, and treble crochet. Please watch the demonstration. Here, I'll start crocheting the first row using a small sample. Begin with 3 chains as the standing chain. Then make 1 chain for transition. Turn the workpiece. Next, crochet 1 DC4 tog. Work 1 unclosed double crochet into the stitch under the beginning chain. Work 1 unclosed double crochet into each of the next 3 double crochet stitches. Finally, yarn over and draw through all the loops on your hook in once. The DC4 tog is now complete. Continue crocheting while referring to the pattern. Keep going until you reach just before the new stitch method at the end. Once you've reached the corresponding position, work at HDCDC tog. First, pick up the edge of this double crochet stitch. Work an unclosed half double crochet, yarn over. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. This is the unclosed half double crochet. Work an unclosed double crochet in the single crochet position below. Now there are 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over. Pull through once. This completes the HDCDC tog. At the same time, the first row is also completed. Continue to crochet the second row. Before crocheting, you need to carry the yarn across. This carrying yarn method is similar to the one used in the 4th round of the motif. Stretch the loop. Then thread the fabric or yarn ball through the loop. Next, turn over the workpiece. Refer to the pattern below to locate the starting position for this row. Insert into the corresponding stitch. Draw the yarn through. Adjust the tail so it sticks close to the fabric. This completes the carrying of the yarn. Then follow the pattern to complete this row. For the next 3rd and 4th rows, simply refer to the pattern for crocheting. On the 5th row, follow the pattern until just before the new stitch method at the end. Then work 1 HDC2 tog. First, insert into the single crochet stitch, and work an unclosed half double crochet. Then count upwards from below. Locate the third chain position. Work one unclosed half double crochet. Finally, yarn over with the hook. And draw through all loops on the hook. The HDC2 tog is now complete. The 5th row is also finished. Continue to work the 6th row. First, carry the yarn across. Then refer to the pattern and crochet up to the position before the new stitch method. Once you reach the corresponding position, work one treble crochet into the beginning chain. Yarn over twice with the hook. Insert it. Yarn over again, and draw the yarn through. Now there are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Repeat this 3 times. The treble crochet is now complete. At the same time, row 6 is also finished. Finally, work on row 7. Start with 4 chains as the beginning chain. Turn the fabric. Then work 1 DCTR tog. Work 1 unclosed double crochet into the bobble stitch below. Work 1 unclosed treble crochet into the adjacent bobble stitch. Lastly, yarn over with the hook. Draw through all the loops on the hook in one go. The DCTR tog is now complete. Leave a tail of about 5 centimeters. Break the yarn. Weave in the yarn tail along the texture on the wrong side. Row 7 is now finished. The collar and shoulders are also completed. At the same time, the entire right front piece has been explained. After completing the right front piece, move on to crocheting the left front piece. Divide into the body, chest piece, and collar and shoulders. Crochet symmetrically to the right front piece. Place the hems right side facing you. Join the yarn at the position marked by the stitch marker. Work back and forth in the corresponding stitch pattern. Decrease on the left side while crocheting. The body part starts with even crochet on the right side. Then proceed with increasing stitches. The chest piece is crocheted evenly on the right side. Decrease on the right side of the shoulder part to shape the sloping shoulder. After completing, break the yarn and weave in the ends. Up to this point, the explanation for the left front piece is completed.